All right, ladies and gentlemen, could you please all be upstanding as we have a 1 minute silence for the passing of Sydney United's captain, Adrian Vlastelica's grandfather during the week, Ante Jurkovic. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this afternoon's round 10 fixture, the big fixture, the big derby between Sydney United 58 FC and Rockdale Ilinden. Come on, Sydney United boys.
It's match day here at the Sydney United Sports Centre, and what an early Easter treat we have for you. A perfect mid-autumn Sunday in Sydney's West for a game between two competition heavyweights. And with how things have looked recently for these two, it has all the makings of an early season thriller. Sydney United 58 host Rockdale Ilinden in round 10 of the NPL New South Wales men's competition. Will Constantinides here with you, and it's a pleasure to be here. Let's get straight into the team news without any further delay. Taking a look at Sydney United, Ante Juric's men have seemingly turned a corner these last couple of weeks. The return of key players combined with some big results has them turning the tide slightly, and fans are certainly hoping to get around their team today, and to defeat Rockdale Ilinden at home would certainly be a big step towards doing just that. They got a 4-1 win midweek in the Australia Cup against the Glebe Gorillas, and just the one change from the side that beat Apia last weekend. As the ball is currently in play, we'll quickly run you through United's lineup. Just the one change, and that is Mario Chabau drops out of the squad. Michael Pratazina comes in his place. So, starting from the back, number 1 is Tristan Prendergast. Number 3 is Bailey Rule. Number 4 is Adrian Vlastelica. Number 10 is Carlos de Oliveira. 11, Matt Hatch. 13 continues his start up front, Alessandro Lacalandra. 14 is Liam McGing. 17 in midfield, Michael Glassick. 23, who's impressed us as of late, is Mason Wells. And number 32, Leroy Jennings. Rounding out the squad is number 43, Michael Pratazina. As Ilinden continue knocking the ball about, we'll wait for a moment in play for us to get to their lineup, and very conveniently goes out of play just now. So taking a look at Pani Nikos' Rockdale, they picked up a good draw last week against Spirit. 1-1 at home, and they've shown they're definitely going to be at the top end of town again for 2025. The question is whether it'll be the penthouse suite like it was last year when they were premiers, or whether it might be a bit lower down in the finals. They'll certainly be there or thereabouts, and today will certainly be a tough test as well, taking on a side that's in form away, even if United's ladder position is a bit lower than where some might have expected them so far. So that, looking at Illinden's lineup, they are unchanged from the side that drew to Spirit last week. They also won in the Cup, picking up a 2-0 win against St. George City midweek, fellow NPL opposition there. Starting in goal, number 1, Nick Soros. Number 2 is Hunter Elliott. 4, James Nikolovsky. 5 is Giorgio Speranza. As we stay with play for a moment, as Pratazina is on the counter here for United. Has Jennings out to his left, goes himself, and it's stuck in from Michael Pratazina. The perfect start United were looking for. He backed himself from distance, and on that left foot, he has another goal to his name.
What a start to the game! 3rd-minute goal by number 43, Michael Pratazina. Sydney United 1, lead Rockdale 0.
And Michael Pratazina has impressed so much this season, especially with plenty of the injuries that United have had this year. He's been required to step into the squad at times, and he continues to impress. And a goal just 3 minutes in will do plenty to do just that. Exactly what United were after to start, and that's before I could even get through the full Rockdale Ilinden lineup. And they're looking to make it 3 wins on the bounce United. What a feat that would be. Ilinden will certainly have something to say about it as Chalakian is crunched in midfield. Taking a look at the rest of Ilinden's lineup while we have the chance again. Number 5 was Giorgio Speranza, 6 Isaac Dunzo, 7 the main man up top who has been glowing brightly as ever up front, Alec Yurashevsky. Number 9 is Moody Najjar, 10 is Brendan Chalakian, 11 Lockie Constable, 24 Ali Orglar, and number 99 at the back, Matt Karamalevsky. So big free kick opportunity here for Ilinden. In comes the delivery from Orglar. It's a good one too, but it's cleared away well by United. Recycled once more by Dunzo. And Michelangelo will press Soros here. Karamalevsky finds a good pass out wide to Speranza, and Ilinden have space here. Chalakian has drifted wide to receive, gets a fistful of his shirt taken, but play continues, and in the end it's going to be a foul. So that is Michael Pratazina's second goal in the NPL this season. Fantastic feat for the young man. Definitely has been a breakout player this year for United, and there's been plenty of young players that have really stood out this year. Even when results weren't necessarily going their way, they had some players to rely on. There's a battle down in that corner. Orglar can't quite dig it out. It'll stay with Ilinden, looking to respond quickly. This is an Ilinden side that are no strangers to trailing in games and having to fight back and get a point or 3. Constable moves it on. Now Ilinden will try and settle into their natural rhythm. This game has been anything but comfortable so far for them. Karamalevsky and now Dunzo. United will here to sit back and just defend here as that one rolls away for Liam McGing. Clearance is only as far as Chalakian, invites more danger. Chalakian, a dangerous ball in, but it's well claimed by Tristan Prendergast. Moody Najjar was lurking at the back post. It's a very fast start out here in Denson Park. Possession switching hands very quickly, and United are in a hurry down the other end. Wells will be able to connect with that crossfield pass. He's also impressed early this season as Mason Wells. Him and Bailey Rule on this right side. Now there's the Oliveira, and the pass just skipped away from Bailey Rule at the vital moment. It's been a rare moment that we can sit back and breathe in this game. It's started so fast. We had a late start. We kicked off at 3:10, so maybe because of that we were due for an early goal. If you missed it, it was just inside 3 minutes. Michael Pratazina adding his second of the campaign. It just snuck under Nick Soros. He couldn't get down quick enough to stop it. And that's been the major action so far, but it's been very fast football here in round 10. Both of these teams well and truly warmed up by now, as Michelangelo just came back from an offside position. There's no Mario Chabau in the squad either for United, and that's who Michael Pratazina has replaced. So those are certainly big shoes to fill for the 17-year-old midfielder, but he's doing as well as anyone could hope to in that position right now. Urashevsky picks it up on the edge of the area, beats one, beats two, and that one is going to sail over all and be a corner. Took a deflection. Chalakian is over to take. There's a few numbers around Prendergast, but they're mostly looking at that back post area here for Ilinden. In it comes. It's towards the near post though, and Vlastelica rises. And I think James Nikolowski, who's dropped to the ground there. Yes, he's maybe taken a knock amongst all the traffic. While we do have a bit of an early break, it'd be remiss of me also not to mention there was a moment of silence pre-game. And that was for Sydney United 58 captain Adrian Vlastelica. His grandfather unfortunately passed away during the week. Vlastelica, so important to this team, to this club. The club observed a minute's silence before this game. James Nikolowski seems to be in a very tough way right now. It is pretty hot out there. There's a growing patch of shade. Of course, no daylight savings anymore, so we do get that late afternoon sun a bit earlier than normal up here in the Boca stand. It looks all right to continue. There's no substitute being prepared just yet. They do have options on the bench. Do Ilinden. Blake Rasciuto, regular centre back. He's on the bench as well. He can replace Nikolowski if needed. We'll resume play once more with a throw. Giorgio Speranza to get us underway. They're looking for something in this game. Already find themselves a goal down inside a few minutes as Orgla, good turn and an equally good ball. Najar just overrun it slightly, and now Leroy Jennings can get going and decides against going full pelt down the other end, and now it's United's turn for a bit of controlled build-up in their own half. Bailey Rule tries to split the midfield, but it's only picked up by the towering Matt Karamaleski. Nikolowski's back out there, he's back on the ball. And so Ilinden are back out to 11 once more. Karamaleski has his eyes up and has put that right on the dime for Moody Najar, and it's kept the attack moving. Here is Chalakian, dances along the goal line, tries to shift his defender one way, then the other, creates the crossing angle, but it's far too close to Tristan Prendergast, and it's easily taken by the United custodian. Classic. Jennings. And Lacalandro. Jennings was making that run if they can find him, but he's now gone offside. Wells is trying to play that around the corner pass for Lacalandro. There is Pradazina again. Rule gets the call to turn, and now he can play a good ball forward. Lacalandro has gotten the other side of Nikolowski. Tight angle here for Lacalandro. Good ball in. Cleared away by Hunter Elliott. Attack stays with United for now. Here is Wells, looking for something himself maybe, and it had Nick Soros interested. Just sailed away from goal, but again United fire another warning shot early in this game. You can see how vital their wings are to their place in United. Mason Wells and Bailey Rule, especially down this right side, have such a good understanding. And equally on the left, Leroy Jennings and Matt Hatch, both wing-back and winger combinations are so speedy. It's hard to think of too many pairings that have as much speed on the wings as what United do in this team. For now, though, they'll have to worry about the other side of the ball as Ali Orgla, who's no slouch himself, is on it and looking to take on Rule. Low-driven cross, can't get past McGing. Here is Dunzo on the edge, shows his man one way. Orgla once more. Speranza makes his move, puts it a good cross, and it cannons into a couple of United defenders. Wells goes for distance on the clearance, but it's easily chested down, and that's great work at the back by Nikolowski. Chalakian turns and shoots, and it's just come off the back of Alek Urashevsky there. It was certainly goal bound, that one from Chalakian. Just would have been on target. Looked like it was going straight towards the middle, but nevertheless, an unlucky moment there for Rockdale Ilinden. Still looking to test the keeper as Lakalandra trying to feed off the scraps up top. Again, United, their press coming to fruition there. Lakalandra, pass was just slightly under hit, but it might stay with them. That's good battling in midfield by Hunter Elliott. Keeps his side in possession. Orgla. Oh, that's skillful from Ali Orgla, and even better from Chalakian. Still Ali Orgla, and it's going to be a foul. Orgla was just clipped late on the edge of the area, I think by Adrian Vlastelica, but that was so silky between Ali Orgla and Brendan Chalakian. Initially the nutmeg from Orgla, and then the flick pass around the corner by Brendan Chalakian. Two supreme technicians just going to work. It was a joy to watch, and now they can benefit from a very dangerous free kick. The wind is blowing from left to right on your screen. Yurashevsky standing over it, but he looks like he's going to leave it for Ali Orgla. This is definitely a left-footer's type of position. And now Lockie Constable also comes over to take a look. So it's going to be 4 in the wall here for Prendergast. And this is a good opportunity for Ilinden to get an equaliser. Orgla goes for it. Oh, and that is not far away at all. It might have clipped the post on the way through from Ali Orgla. And that is extremely close for Rockdale Ilinden. He lined it up well. He picked his spot. He knew exactly where he wanted. And once it beat the wall, I think a few on the Ilinden bench thought he had done enough to find the back of the net. And Ilinden are now finding their way back into this game. Here is Moody Najjar. Takes his man towards the byline again. Moody Najjar. Fed away by Vlastelica. Here's Matt Hatch. Now Prendergast. Yurashevsky is up there to try and create a bit of pressure. Elliott puts his header straight towards Chalakian. The bounce was awkward, but he almost made it work. And sent over the sideline. It'll be an Ilinden throw. Of course, this is one of a fair few games going on right now. The Sunday 3 p.m. special in the NPL Men's New South Wales. Blacktown City and St George has also kicked off, and Wollongong and Sutherland also underway. Those are your two other games for you to round out round 10 along with this one, but both 0-0 in the other two games. This is where all the action is happening, and perhaps rather unsurprisingly, these two teams not necessarily known for their defensive work, despite the fact that they are in form. The Oliveira is tripped up, and that's an easy out there for United. And to speak about the defensive record of these two teams, 13 goals conceded across their first 9 games for Sydney United, 58. For Rockdale Ilinden, it's 15. Most of those in the first few rounds. They did concede 4 to Apia a couple of weeks ago. That was in that insane 4-3 loss over at Lambert Park, which so far has been the best game of the season. Alek Yurashevsky scored a hat-trick on that day. And Moody Najjar just trying to slow things down a little bit. Glasic puts it on the deck, and the ball gets rolling once again. Here's Matt Hatch. Vlastelica. Chipped pass down the line. Nikolovsky will deal with it, though. Now here's De Oliveira. Jennings. Good awareness to find Glasic. And still Michael Glasic. Mason Wells makes his move inside. McGing. Oh, McGing is clattered by Yurashevsky. And Alek Yurashevsky is going to have a bit of a talking to here. Our referee today is Craig Fisher, assisted by Matthew Harris and Luke Chapman. And our fourth official is Hayden Langholz. And it was certainly late from the Baker. Liam McGing is up and about. He's all right now. And Craig Fisher just having to sort things out in the middle. Of course, these sides have played plenty of barn burners over the years. Always deliver such great games with plenty of action. McGing is all right. He's on the ball here. United will try and get things going. Classic just tells him to leave it, and there's a bit of a confusion as to how they're going to proceed, but eventually they work it out, and Vlastelica was open on the other side. Lakalandra holds it up well. It's taken away off Jennings, and now Orglar can go. He's a lone figure on this left-hand side, Ali Orglar. He recognises it and just uses the midfield that he has. Orglar, Wells ahead of him. Two former Bulls. Dunzo and Speranza. Those two exchange passes, and now it goes back to Karamaleski. Constable. Good pass to Orglar. Left it well for Speranza. Numbers getting forward here for Ilinden. Ali Orglar, a good shot and an equally good save by Tristan Prendergast. He had to get down quickly, and he met the challenge well there. It was definitely one of the more eye-catching moves in the off-season. Tristan Prendergast swapping the northwest of Blacktown City for the southwest of United. Meanwhile, Orglar and Bailey Rule get tangled up. That'll be a United free kick. Craig Fisher just says it'll be a throw. Nikolovsky sends it down the sideline. Went out before Bailey Rule kept it in. It'll still be United ball. Wells has it taken off him. The Constable, good skill to beat the first man, and Glasic had the outstretched arms. Dunzo wants to go quickly. Just over McGing, and a great touch by Juraszewski. Juraszewski into the box. He's tackled at the last moment, couldn't quite get the shot away, and that's good last-ditch defending there by United. They were almost caught napping with the quick free kick from Isaac Dunzo. And in the end, they just threw enough bodies at Alek Juraszewski to stop him from getting the shot away. And that is exactly the threat that competition's leading goal scorer and the greatest goal scorer of the modern NPL era has to opposing defences. He can pop up at a moment's notice out of nowhere and score goals that most other players would not be able to execute. Now up to 12 goals in 9 appearances so far this season, and ridiculous rate of more than a goal a game. He sustained that through 2024 with 31 and 30. He's definitely knocking on the door of some serious record books. He's already into the top 5 all-time for New South Wales competition top flight goals. 141 to his name. De Oliveira. Nice pirouette away by Constable, and Chalakian looking for that early switch. Najjar, the flag is down for the moment here for Moody Najjar, and Matt Hatch has just as much pace to go with him. Hatch and Bailey Rule, two of the faster wingbacks as mentioned in the competition. Opposing defences find it so hard to get in behind them for that exact reason. Najjar goes back to Speranza. Will stay out. It's going to be a corner. This will be second corner of the game for Ilinden. They've looked fairly dangerous. Chilakian's delivery has so far been pretty decent. Last time they lined up like this, they went towards the near post, perhaps looking for a bit more depth on this occasion. And it comes from Chilakian. Now it has a bit more depth. It's right on Prendergast. He had to punch. Juraszewski lines up the strike, but couldn't quite connect. Much to the delight of the United fans around the ground. Elliott lifts it back into the mixer. Kermaleski is there. Sends it back into the sky. Knotted down by Nikolovsky. Chilakian is taken down. And Ilinden here are appealing with referee Craig Fisher about a potential advantage. Nevertheless, they still have a free kick in a very good position. United's home record this season, 2 wins, a draw and 2 losses, very even. And 2 of those wins have come in their last couple of home games. 1 last week against Apia right here. They have to defend right now. Orgla thought about the shot, delivers it back to Constable, who puts it into the mix himself. It's flicked up, but not towards goal. Orgla athletically into the air. Kermaleski, and anywhere will do for Carlos de Oliveira, who thought he was tackled late. United are able to see away another Ilinden attack. 25 minutes gone here at the Sydney United Sports Centre. Orgla has Bailey rule for company. Constable, they just ran out of room along the sideline. And it looks like we're going to have a drinks break. It is warm out there. And certainly a deserved break for these two teams. It's been a very fast game. Still, it's United through Michael Pratazina's 3rd minute goal. They're in the ascendancy right now, but Ilinden since then have slowly gotten into this game. More and more possession. They've had a few decent opportunities as well, a few decent half chances. Tristan Prendergast has been forced into a couple of good saves. So far it's going all the way to the host right now, looking to make it 3 wins on the bounce, including back-to-back at home after their 2-1 win against Apia last week. Bailey Rule and Mason Wells on the score sheet last time out. So after a quick reset for these two teams, it'll be back underway. Sydney United will start play and get us back again. So Karamaleski heads it back forward. There's De Oliveira. Just stretch that arm a little bit. De Oliveira is protesting his innocence. Had to try and disguise it as best he could, but the referee was right there in front of him. Keen eye. Karamaleski. Now Nikolovsky. Hunter Elliott. Good pass to split the midfield. Now Constable. Juraszewski on the edge of the area. Looks to get around Vlastelica and crosses, and it'll be another corner for Ilinden. The corner count continues to rise for the visitors. As mentioned, they are gaining more of a foothold into this game, and they'll be disappointed with how they conceded the first goal. A shot from the edge of the area. No one was really directly closing down Michael Pratazina. Ali Orgla to deliver from the other side. In swinging left-footed towards the near post. Doesn't clear the first defender. And There was a foul somewhere in the mix, and so United can breathe a sigh of relief. Vlastelica has his head up, finds Rule on the switch. Rule is being closed down by Oglar. Those two have had a great battle early in this game on both sides of the ball. Lakalandra is the target. De Oliveira eventually comes to him, and Matt Karamaleski, a rather agricultural challenge there from the Ilinden centre-back, and I don't think he can have too many complaints there. Came in very strong and very late on Carlos De Oliveira. And so, with 28 minutes gone, the Ilinden centre-back finds himself in the book. And the first man... And Paul D is just on the sideline motioning to Craig Fisher that was the same as a foul they copped just a moment ago. I think referee Craig Fisher saying the force and the height of Karamaleski's challenge warranted the extra caution. Wells. First time pass intended for Rule. It might get to Lakalandra had it not been for the intervention of Nikolovsky. And Chalakian finds safety in his keeper. Soros in front of the United supporters. All taking shelter in the shade to the right of the pitch. Opposite side draped in the Western Sydney sun right now. It's a, as mentioned, great day. It feels good up in the stand, I must say, but we are in prime position. Elevated in the shade. What more could you ask for? Glasic has his head up. Lakalandra made his move, but Glasic wanted to switch to the other side. And they split it between the options there. That pass from De Oliveira. Now Speranza. He's gotten forward a few times here. Speranza. Oglar. Early cross is deep and it's over everyone. And Matt Hatch will be able to recover this. And he might think about going himself. He has space to work with. And he has the pace to try and use it. Hatch. Checks inside and now finds Glasic. He can look for the switch here. That's what he wanted a bit earlier. And decides against it, and they'll build up a bit more patiently instead. Rule. Pratazina has his pocket picked by Lockie Constable and Ali Oglar. Last touch off Lockie Constable. That was off Rule. A bit of confusion. Stays with Ilinden though. Here is Ali Oglar. And Urashevsky. Pass is picked off by McGing. Early pass, Lakalandra. The flag is down for the time being. Now it goes up as Lakalandra gets involved. Ilinden take the free kick quickly. Oglar again. Both teams have really been favouring this side of the pitch. It's been good viewing for us as Rule blocks further progress. Dunzo. Constable. And that's a disappointing end there from Giorgio Speranza, a 34-year-old fullback in his second season at Rockdale. No stranger to playing big games against Sydney United 58, the former Marconi man. Plenty of original Sydney derbies over the years. It was Marconi that got the better of United in the derby back in round 7. De Oliveira got on the score sheet for a 2-1 loss. And just a few challenges beginning to fly in this game. And now the referee has to just sort out whose ball it is. I think he was motioning for the drop ball rather than the free kick, and now after all that confusion, we've got play resumed. Here's Karamaleski. Feeds it out wide to Oglar. Speranza makes his move, and now it's back with Constable. Chalakian Ilinden looking to break down this United defence. It's proven difficult so far, especially when they're set like this. But a pass into midfield like that to Nikolovsky will help. The centre-back, he tries to disguise that pass to Orglar. Wells couldn't quite clear. Big shouts for a penalty, but the referee Craig Fisher was adamant immediately. There was only really incidental contact and it was flowing both ways. Classic. Bounce got the better of him, and now Chalakian, if he can get there and feed a player, it might look good here for Ilinden, and it's going to be a yellow card for Liam McGinn, going in late on Brendan Chalakian. And just there, a almost costly turnover from United in midfield, uncharacteristically from Michael Glasick. The bounce just got over him, and Chalakian got a touch, looking for one of Orglar or Yurashevsky. No further advantage, really, and an easy call for the referee to issue the booking. And this is the second free kick that United have had to defend from a dangerous position. Previously, it was Ali Orglar's left foot from a similar position, a bit more to the left, which clipped the side of the post on its way through. This time it'll be Yurashevsky, and again, it's 4 in the wall for Tristan Prendergast. Yurashevsky tries to go underneath. We'll have another go at it. Gets past a couple of players and goes down rather easily, says referee Craig Fisher, and handled the ball as he dropped to the turf. Oh, and that's sloppy there from United. Here's Yurashevsky if they can capitalise here, Ilinden. And now United will try and reset after they went quickly from the free kick, and it just came off the back of a United player, to the benefit of Rockdale Ilinden. Hatch. Lofted ball up towards Lakalandra, who has found it hard going up front. Well read by Matt Hatch, and now Lakalandra, he wanted the ball played ahead of him instead of short. Teammates not on the same wavelength there, and now Najar has space to exploit. Good cut back, and Vlastelica contorted his body to not only block the cross, but to block it to the benefit of Leroy Jennings. Najar will go one-on-one against Hatch. Still Moody Najar, lines up the shot, deflects out towards Bailey Rule, who sends it forward to Lakalandra, and Nikolovsky has him beaten in the air. Dunzo. Najar. Good football by Ilinden. Here is Chalakian. Thinking about the shot himself. Takes a deflection through Liam McGinn, and it'll be the 5th corner of the game for Rockdale Ilinden. They are really putting the pressure on right now. With 10 minutes to go in the first half, we should have a decent amount of stoppage time owing to that drinks break. Chalakian tasked with delivering it. Again, it's into a dangerous position, but there's no one attacking it other than Mason Wells, who hooks it clear of danger. Now here's Hunter Elliott. Chalakian puts it back into the box. Hatches up for the clearance, and Lakalandra is in a foot race with Dunzo to get there, and forces Dunzo to find safety in the sideline. Hatch. Classic. Wells. Good pass forward for De Oliveira. Now United could try and build something a bit more substantial. It's been a while since they've been down this end of the pitch, and they don't make full use of their opportunity as Nick Soros easily takes that crossfield switch attempt. Dunzo. Pass was forward for Constable, who almost lost it, but he still got it. Back it is for Ali Orglar. Chalakian goes down, but all above board, says our referee. Glasick, who's been absolutely everywhere now. He goes to the deck after Giorgio Speranza clipped him on the way through. Michael Glasick, a very imposing figure, and what an addition he has been to them this season. He's been so important to them in midfield. Of course, United fans, no stranger to having a towering number 6. Anthony Tomalich, of course, still in the team, on the bench today. Has played that role for United for many, many years and provides so much balance to this midfield, does Michael Glassick. Allows Pratazina and Carlos de Oliveira so much extra positional freedom. Chalakian. Elliott. Dunzo. Speranza has inverted and joined midfield to add an extra number. Now Constable, who's drifted wide himself. Speranza is there with him. He goes down and United go for distance on the clearance. Lakalandra is the only man forward. He'll have to wait for some help. Maybe perhaps trying to draw a foul in this situation, but that'll be Ilinden's ball. Speranza. Quick throw over the top to Nikolovsky. Dunzo. Orgler. Good release pass over the top for Speranza. He'll be able to track this down. First time cross is over everyone, but it'll fall here to Chalakian on the scissor kick. Decent enough connection, but couldn't quite get it on target. Another chance. Falls away for Ilinden. And taking a look at the scores around the grounds before we head into half-time, there's been plenty of action out at Landon Stadium. Blacktown City find themselves down 2-1 at home to St. George FC. And St. George have really, talking about teams that have come to life these last few weeks, St. George FC are really showing a lot. Now 2-1 up away to Blacktown. Bailey Rule doesn't like what he had on the left side of the pitch, so they'll go back down the right. Glassick. Jennings moves it quickly. Pratazina, this is where he scored from. This time he goes for the pass, but was just a metre behind Mason Wells there, who's now swapped wings with Leroy Jennings. Vlastelica. Glassick was always favoured in the air. He won the flick on, but it's only fallen for the benefit of Ilinden. Orgler had to go in quickly, and Bailey Rule with a nice block tackle there just to stop him from getting through. A few minutes left of regulation time, plus some extras. Dunzo benefits from that deflection as well, and lovely outside of the foot pass by Constable. Orgler tries to get around Liam McGinn. Cries of handball, but it'll only be a corner. Yet another corner for Rockdale Ilinden. Chalakian once more. Deep ball in, and there's someone lurking at the back post. It was Moody Najjar, and that is as good a header as you can hope for from that position. Pinpoint delivery from Brendan Chalakian, and Moody Najjar got a decent enough look at it, but just couldn't keep it on target. And United will be disappointed that they didn't pick him up, but they've ultimately gotten away with one there as Dunzo, who's picked up in a good area here, and a tame shot from Alek Yurashevsky. Rather tame by his standards, but just a few turnovers creeping into United's game. A few defensive lapses. The score still remains just 1-0, but Ilinden are getting more and more chances as the game continues. Meanwhile, here's Jennings, and that's a great challenge by Hunter Elliott. It will be a corner, though. As mentioned, United haven't seen too many good looks at trying to add a second to this scoreline. As mentioned, the wind is blowing from left to right, so this will swing the ball in towards where Nick Soros is. We'll be given the hurry up. In it comes. Towards the 6-yard area, bodies go crashing in. And now Ilinden might think about a counter-attack here. Ali Orgler has pace to burn. It's a straight 3-on-3 here for Rockdale Ilinden. Can they make the most of it? Elliott gets it back off Orglar, goes himself on the shot. Yurashevsky was looking to tap it in, and Orglar's shot is blocked at the vital moment by Liam McGing, saving what would have been a certain goal for Rockdale Ilinden. And it's more last-ditch defending by the host to keep this clean sheet intact. And taking a look back on the replay, it was a golden opportunity from the counter-attack. Hunter Elliott received the ball and did well to fashion the shot. It was Bailey Rule, sorry, not Liam McGing. McGing was there as well, but it was all Bailey Rule who made the vital stop. And it wasn't just Ali Orgler's attempt on goal, which, had it not been for Bailey Rule, would have been an easy open net tap-in. It was also Alec Yurashevsky, who was mere inches away from getting the initial rebound. Speranza wants to go quickly, and now United can maybe think about adding a second. Wouldn't they love to do that just before the break? Really establish control on the scoreline as Karamaleski only heads across for a Lakalantra throw. Here is Wells now. Decides against lumping it into the box, and they'll try and work their way into it instead. Rule. Pratazina picks it up. Glasic in an advanced position, the number 17, the defensive midfielder. Wells goes for the cross himself. Nikolovsky is there. Now it's out to Hatch. United have committed numbers forward. Hatch looking for that cutback, and it was a bit too close to Nick Soros, but promising signs again from United that they can continue to threat. They're not going to be happy just sitting back on this 1-0, especially knowing the attacking threats that Ilinden pose.
The fourth official has raised 2 minutes of injury time in this first half.
As you might have heard over the PA system, we'll have just the 2 minutes of time added on. Wells. Pass will invite pressure, and Chalakian goes in very strongly on Carlos de Oliveira, and Craig Fisher just signals to the rushing City United players who are about to have some serious words with Brendan Chalakian that he had the yellow card immediately out to cool the onslaught of players that were rushing in there. And again, Brendan Chalakian, I don't think, had too many complaints about that. He went in strongly and he went in late. And he becomes the second Ilinden player to go into the book, joins his centre-back, Matt Karamalevsky. So already into the second minute of additional time. We might have a bit more for that brief yellow card stoppage. Ilinden might get one more chance before the break as Mourinho Najar a bit too eager to go forward. Dunzo and Najar and Elliott. Yurashevsky was the intended man, but it's fallen back to Moody Najar. Pinpoint up by Prendergast, and Yurashevsky was there on the rebound. An excellent double save by Tristan Prendergast. Diving on the ground, having to pounce on the ball to smother the angle for Alec Yurashevsky. Again, another big opportunity for Rockdale Ilinden. In comes the cross. Vlastelica clears. Another corner is dealt with, and that'll bring the first half to an end here at the City United Sports Centre.
Rockdale 0, thanks to a third-minute goal by number 43, Michael Pratazina.
And it was that early goal by Michael Pratazina that got the scoreline started.
And St. George Saints 2, relating Blacktown 1.
You might have heard over the PA system, just the one change for United out of the break. Stefan de Robillard is on. He has replaced Leroy Jennings. And the other change also came. There's been one for Ilinden. Blake Ricciuto is now on the pitch. And it looks like he has replaced Matt Karamaleski, who was on a yellow card. So a fairly understandable substitution there by Pani Nikas and the Ilinden coaching staff. And Blake Ricciuto, of course, along with a few Ilinden players, celebrated a big milestone last week. He marked 100 appearances for Rockdale Ilinden. And him coming on just now will mark 101. So Ilinden get us back underway. And in all honesty, Ilinden, they were looking pretty good in that first half, despite the fact that they find themselves down a 0-0. You might have seen at the halftime break the stats on your screen. It was 14 shots to just the one for United. I think that's maybe selling United a bit short. They might have had certainly a bit more than one, but the count overall doesn't lie that much, which is to say that Ilinden had more chances, had more shots on goal, and were definitely threatening Tristan Prendergast throughout the first half. It was just a matter of putting them away when they came. So far, it's Michael Pratazina's third-minute goal that is the difference. And they throw on Stefan de Robillard, who is in good form himself. Scored 2 goals midweek in their 4-1 win against the Glebe Gorillas in the Cup. He also scored against Apia in round 9 and scored against the Wollongong Wolves in round 8. So he actually has 4 goals in his last 3 games. Sorry, correction, those last 2 goals were from Mason Wells, who had 2 in his last 2. It's just the 2 goals against the Glebe Gorillas for Stefan de Robillard. And you might have also heard on the PA system at half-time the score update, and that is St George FC 2, Blacktown City 1 at Landon Stadium. And Wollongong Wolves have also taken a 1-0 lead against the Sutherland Sharks. And I don't rarely do this, but we'll do a non-football update, which will maybe please a few of the Rockdale Ilinden fans watching, the Macedonian community of Sydney. Alexander Volkanovski has won his UFC fight, which makes him the champion once again. Now the UFC featherweight champion, Alex Volkanovski. Here is Yurashevsky. Ilinden can definitely feel confident with how they played in the first half. As mentioned, they'll be disappointed with the way they conceded and the fact they do find themselves down a 0-0, and maybe that they weren't able to put at least one on the scoreboard. They have a feeling that if they can keep creating chances, that they do have the quality, arguably more so than any other team in the competition. They have the quality up front to put those chances away. Yurashevsky a bit too eager to take a throw. You won't see him take too many of those. And now I'll have to go back to Giorgio Speranza. Pratazina. Vlastelica goes quickly and sends it out towards de Robillard. Instead, it'll only find Paul D on the sideline. Dunzo, silky feet to find Hunter Elliott. Backed out of the challenge at the last moment and baited almost Michael Glassick into going for that ball. Constable has to go all the way back to Nikolovsky. Constable, first time pass took a small deflection, and there was Pratazina. Elliott is collected by Lacalandra. Play continues. Here's Blake Ricciuto, the substitute. Was on the score sheet a few weeks ago, actually, in their win against Blacktown City. Here he is on the ball now once again. He's got De Oliveira on his back, hounding him, and De Oliveira might have copped something inadvertently there from Blake Rashudo, and Carlos de Oliveira has certainly worn the wounds of battle. Was collected for yellow card challenge a bit earlier in the first half. That ball will spin away towards de Robillard, and now he has to go back. United won't take any chances. Skips back out to Rashudo. Exchanges passes with Dunzo. Now Speranza. Good pass by Olga Chalakian. Might be able to keep this in. He does. It's a good ball in, but there is Hatch rising highest to clear. It's allowed to bounce by Pratazina, and this will benefit Ilinden. Constable went in strongly. Hatch will have to be careful as well. He goes down, and it's right in front of the assistant referee. And Lockie Constable has given away the foul there. Plenty of players in that contest. It falls back to Hunter Elliott, though. Here is Blake Rashudo. Nikolovsky. Now the press is coming from Lakalandra. United looking to box in Ilinden, and they've done so successfully. Pratazina. Bailey Rule is making the overlapping run on the right. Instead, he goes to de Robillard on the left. Stefan de Robillard has it taken off him by Constable. That's good stand-up defending by the Ilinden midfielder. Dunzo. Chalakian has drifted into a pocket of space in midfield, has Glasic on his back. Play stays with Ilinden, advantage. Oh, and Hunter Elliott has just left that behind Chalakian. He tries to go in strongly, but couldn't make up for his mistake. Now de Robillard has to get going in a hurry, and Glasic has space to drive into. Lakalandra makes his move. He's offside now, though. De Oliveira holds up play, returns it to Glasic. Glasic trying to thread the needle forward, and oh, that's a nasty scream from Brendan Chalaki, who was caught very late by Glasic. Isaac Dunzo continuing to pivot this midfield and dictate play. Ilinden have certainly had more of the ball throughout this game. They've had more shots on goal. They just haven't been able to make it count where it matters. Blake Rashudo. Now, United are well set defensively. You can see they have 11 behind the ball there, keeping this midfield very compact, which is making it difficult for players like Brendan Chalakian to find space. And that move breaks down. United's defence was well set. Wells, there's one inside a throw. De Oliveira has Dunzo over his back. No advantage accruing to United, and De Oliveira has won his side another foul. While we have a bit of a moment, there will certainly be some more subs coming. We'll run you through both benches when the ball next goes out. For the time being, though, it's Mason Wells on the attack for United. Return pass with Bailey Rule. Those two link up well. Now Mason Wells thought about the shot himself. Now he goes for it. But it's into the grateful arms of Nick Soros, who's now sporting a cap to deal with that low sun, which is beaming directly into him. Chalakian, outstretched Dunzo, does well to knock it on for Moody Najjar. Now Chalakian, this is fast football from Ilinden. Chalaki goes himself, and that was dipping, and it wasn't far away from sneaking under the crossbar from Brendan Chalakian. And that would have been some finish from some distance out as well. Tristan Prendergast was well set, a couple metres ahead of his goal line. It was good fluid football from Rockdale Ilinden, and then Brendan Chalakian got it onto his right foot, and it just dipped slightly over the bar there. Another shot tallied up by Rockdale Ilinden. Free header, which Chalakian recognised and chested it down, and has found an equally excellent ball out to Ali Orgla. Orgla looking to go himself and was maybe half shot, half cross towards Alec Yurashevsky. Glasic. Driven ball out to Mason Wells as Michael Pratazina joining him. Makes his move inside instead and curves the ball out to Carlos de Oliveira. De Oliveira instructs players forward. Now here is Wells, looking to link up on the edge of the area with de Robillard. Takes the shot. And that's going to be a Sydney United corner. So Mason Wells to deliver this one. That out-swinging left-footed delivery is coming. It's towards the near post. It's dealt with by a constable. He might get another crack at it here, Mason Wells, but he's decided against it. They'll go with the throw instead. De Oliveira taken away again by Constable. Him and Chalakian try and work things out to go forward, but it stays again with Sydney United. Glasic slides that pass to Bailey Rule. Wells lofts that ball in, and that's catching practice for Saurus. United certainly looking a bit more proactive in the second half right now than they were in the first half. That sun gets lower, it becomes all the more difficult for the supporters on the far side. You might see up on the hill supporters taking shade next to the canteen. Here's Chalakian. Ilinden of the team running into the sun at the moment. They've got the wind at their back though. Constable. Speranza and Ali Orgla. This is patient build-up from Rockdale Ilinden. Now they make their move into the box, but anything in the air right now is being simply gobbled up by the towering centre-back pairing of Adrian Vlastelica and Liam McGing. And it's been some time since Ilinden have been kept scoreless. They haven't been kept scoreless at all this season, actually. Quick free kick is broken down. Ilinden, another wave of attack. Can they make the most of this one? Orgla overlapping is Speranza. Good ball into the area. It's going to fall for Brendan Chalakian, who tries the shot in traffic and blocked away by Vlastelica. De Robillard is tripped up by Hunter Elliott, and that is much to the dismay of Rockdale Ilinden, but the referee was adamant. Oh, that is silky from Stefan de Robillard, and now he can take the ball forward. Out wide is Alessandro Lacalandra. Low cross, but there was no one really to aim for in the area. Usually Lacalandra is the intended target from those sort of opportunities. Hunter Elliott. Ilinden still looking for this vital breakthrough. I think United might be thinking about a sub soon. It looks like they might have called one of their substitutes over. Looking to respond to this wave of attack that they keep facing from Ilinden. Here is Najjar, and just took his touch slightly too heavy, but he's well marshalled by Matt Hatch. Bailey Rule. Hatch. Cuts inside, but Moody Najjar had him completely red there. Dunzo. Chalakian, first time pass, just sold Constable a little short there. And now De Oliveira can take it forward. Has gotten around Chalakian, and now Lakalandra is on the other side of the defence. Still Carlos De Oliveira. And that was eventually easily saved. He was looking to find that bottom corner. Just didn't quite have the power in the shot to fully trouble Saurus. Orgla looking to take it at Mason Wells. Goes inside. Now Speranza. Top of the box, Dunzo. Lovely pass to find Uliagla in a bit of space here. Cutting it back for Brendan Chalakian, and that's going to be a United goal kick. They got their priorities in order there, and they recognised that it was last touch of Brendan Chalakian. So now here comes the second substitution of the game for Sydney United 58. So Michael Pratazina, the goal scorer. He will get a well-deserved round of applause from the Sydney United faithful in the Boca stand.
Sydney United goal scorer number 43, Michael Pratazina, is leaving the field to be replaced by number 15, Tarek Mayer.
And Michael Pratazina with his second goal in first grade this season. That 3-minute goal is the difference right now. He's replaced, that's like for like with Tarek Mayer. Another fresh set of legs go into midfield. Blake Ricciuto. The question for United will be how long they can sustain these constant waves of pressure and constant attacks that Ilinden are throwing at them. Orglab, oh, that is fantastic defending by Bailey Rule. A strong challenge and a clean one too. And now De Oliveira can think about the counter, and Hunter Elliott had no eyes for the ball there, and I don't think he'll have too many arguments against that booking that he's just received from Craig Fisher. And it also looks like Patrick Antelmi has been called over to the bench by Ante Juric. Maybe looking for some fresh legs up front, a veteran presence to try and close out this game. It's a very handy option to have. And Lakalandra has toiled hard up front so far in this game with not too much reward, really. Hasn't seen too many opportunities. He's had to do a lot of pressing, a lot of hold-up work, but for a young striker, he's been more than willing to get his hands dirty. Here he is now trying to beat Blake Ricciuto in the air, and he's just gotten the other side of him there, and Ricciuto drew the foul. Elliott, pass down the line. Good link up between Lakalandra and de Robillard, and now they have numbers forward to try and make something work here, United. Lakalandra. De Oliveira is on the edge of the area if he wants him, but he's just held up play, which has slowed down the attack, but what it has allowed is United to try and get players into more favourable positions. And that one breaks down though. Constable. Good pass to find Shalakin. This is the space where he could be dangerous. Now here is Alek Jurashevsky, who hasn't seen much of the ball in this second half. Jurashevsky looking for the pass, and it's a good finish by Ali Orgla. A wonderful move by Rockdale Ilinden. And Alek Jurashevsky, like I said, he hasn't seen much of the ball at all in this half. But there he picks the perfectly weighted pass to Ali Orgla. And after knocking on the door of this City United defence for more than an hour, they finally break through Ilinden. And it's a very cool finish from the young winger.
City United 58 FC 1, Rockdale 1.
And now how that might turn this game. When it looked like United were maybe going to hold on, now they find themselves under serious pressure. Jurashevsky, cries of handball, but it looked like it came off the chest there of De Oliveira. The Ilinden fans are just below us. And now this game you think might shift into another gear with under half an hour to go. The score at just 1-1. These two teams are no strangers to playing intense games, but they do mean just that little bit more to Robillard. Looks to go at his man, and that's great defending by Blake Rashudo, showing all 101 games now of experience for Rockdale. Jurashevsky at full stretch. He's kept Ali Orgla in the game, but Ali Orgla was offside. And Ali Orgla, who came into this Ilinden team with plenty of credentials. He's had plenty of A-League experience, formerly of the Western Sydney Wanderers, where he first broke into the league, and then with the MacArthur Bulls. Now finds himself at Ilinden in a very strong NPL setup, and now Carlos De Oliveira is fouled yet again. If I had to potentially guess as to who has been the most fouled player on the pitch this afternoon, it's certainly the Sydney United number 10. And Vlastelica has just thrown him his loose shin pad there. Jurashevsky tries to turn the other way, but unable to make that one work. And for Ali Orgla, that now marks his first goal in Ilinden red and black. Scored 5 last season, or a couple seasons ago rather, for the Bulls FC Academy now at Ilinden, and he's consistently dangerous. What he brings to a team is a lot of directness, a lot of pace, but also a lot of technical skill. He's the type of winger that you want taking players one-on-one. And that time it was Alek Jurashevsky who turned provider for him, and he coolly obliged with the finish. Ali Orgla has gotten the other side of the defence here. Jurashevsky at full stretch, just unable to connect with Orgla. And it looks like Chris McStay will be entering very soon. Now in his second stint with Rockdale Ilinden. Joining across this season after a couple of years from the Wolves. Classic. Tarek Mayer. Wells drifts inside. He loves to shoot from these sorts of positions. Decides against it though, and Dunzo read him well. And it looks like it might be a sub also coming for Juraj Patrick Antelmi, receiving some final words as well. So here comes that substitution for Rockdale Ilinden. And it's going to be Chris McStay. He'll be entering in place of Lockie Constable. And so Chris McStay, after rejoining the lineup last week.
Rockdale, number 11, Lachlan Constable is coming off to be replaced by number 88, Christopher McStay.
After rejoining the lineup last week, Chris McStay, which was his first appearance in the team after that red card against Mount Druitt back in round 4. Also got some midweek minutes against St. George City. Very handy NPL veteran to add into your midfield. And United will respond in turn with a substitution of their own. Patrick Antelmi. It'll be like for like with Alessandro Lacalandra. And so the United fan favourite there, number 9, has 20 minutes to go out and grab his side the winner. If there's any man that can do it with very little service up front, it's him.
Is number 13, Alessandro Lacalandra, to be replaced by number 9, Patrick Antelmi.
Elliott recycles it back to Nikolovsky, who has good eyes on the switch, and it'll bounce out kindly to Giorgio Speranza. Chalakian. Ilinden, now with that goal, can play with a bit more extra confidence and feeling that there is another one in this game for them. Allglatt goes down under pressure, but it was all legal, says the referee. Now Antelmi has Derobelard making his move, and Derobelard has the pace to maybe get around Nikolovsky. There was arms up from both players, no foul though. Stays with United. Antelmi out to Hatch, who has made his move, advancing forward, has pace to burn. Matt Hatch puts the shot on, good save by Soros. Here is Antelmi, and couldn't direct it goalwards. And just the extra dimension that Matt Hatch added to that attack. When he gets forward, he has the pace to cause real problems. And Stefan Derobelard was just a metre or so away from connecting with that pass. Him and Nikolovsky were battling right next to each other for it. And so now Ilinden will just try and reset after that scary moment at the back. Nick Soros to get us back underway. And that one has sailed over the sideline, and that is much to the disappointment of Ilinden. Antelmi has Nikolovsky dragged over the back of him, but he's still got the ball. Antelmi does well. Even better to find the pass to Derobelard, who wanted to line up the shot, but it was always rising. Chalakian will have to chase that one. McGing sends it back forward. United maybe buoyed on by the fact that they've conceded, having their home fans behind them in this game. And Rashudo goes in strongly and goes through the back of, you guessed it, Carlos de Oliveira. Classic wins the first header. Equally brought down there by de Oliveira. There's white shirts surrounding him. Good turn forward. They can take it forward here, United. Tarek Mayer, great pass to find Mason Wells. It just gets a little bit away from him though, which stops what would have been a goal scoring opportunity into now just a regular attack, and Rashudo got the toe in to send it out for a throw. "15 minutes plus extra time left here in Adensa Park. and tell me. As Dunzo straight with him there, those two get tangled up, and it's still with Patrick and tell me somehow. Eventually Dunzo wins it, but Glassick wins the second ball. Hatch. Goes back to Glassick, who tries to play him in. It'll bounce, but it'll swing around the corner as Hatch tries to go around the other side of Elliott, and they're coming together between those two. And both men are on the deck. And now it looks like Ilinden will be thinking about a double change here. Referee Craig Fisher just helping Hunter Elliott get back up. Had a first one by McStay, only back towards Lastelitzer though. Rashudo hooks it forward up towards Chalaki, and a good flick on header to keep the attack going, which will attract a bit of danger, but it's easily dealt with in the end by Tristan Prendergast. Wells, great first touch, picking the ball out of the air, and now he can potentially pick out the Robillard, but Ilinden shut out the passing angles. Taking a look at the scores as we head into the final moments of games. Blacktown City have come back from 2-1 down. They're now up 3-2 against St. George. Meanwhile, Wollongong now lead Sutherland by 3-0, but they are a man down. McStay clears over the top. Yurashevsky is interested, and him and Vlastelitsa get a fistful of each other's shirts. Yurashevsky was hunting there. Did enough to put off Prendergast, though, and his side have won it back with a throw. Ali Orgla was wanting to go quick. McStay and Dunzo. Chalakian twists through trouble and traffic. Orgla. More patient build-up from Ilinden. They want to move the ball around, move this United defence around that have been well set in this second half. Hunter Elliott swings it out to McStay. Speranza, first-time cross, looking for Moody Najjar, who got up well, but had to climb over the top of Michael Glassick to try and make it work, and in the end, unable to find the target. So here comes that double change now. Braden Sorge will replace Hunter Elliott.
Coming off for Rockdale, number 2, Hunter Elliott, replaced by number 14, Braden Sorge.
And Brendan Chalakian also takes his early mark, replaced by Bray Ovens. So that'll prompt a bit of a reshuffle up front for Ilinden.
Also coming on for Rockdale is number 17, Bray Ovens.
With Chalakian off, Moody Najjar will drop in just behind Yurashevsky, where Chalakian was previously stationed. And now Ovens goes out to the wing. That's a delightful pass by Yurashevsky out to Orgla, who wanted the first-time shot. It might still fall here for United. McStay went in quickly, but he went in late. And Michael Glassick beat him to the ball. Won't be a foul, though. It'll only be an Ilinden throw-in. McStay, Orgla, Najjar, and Orgla again. Big shouts of a penalty from Ilinden, but they're waved away. Again, Craig Fisher adamant immediately, didn't need too much time to think about it. Tarek Mayer. Now United have numbers bursting forward on this right-hand side. Carlos de Oliveira on the ball. Bailey Rule. Classic is in space in midfield, and now they can think about the left side with Matt Hatch. Hatch, driven cross into the area, and it was Patrick Antelmi in the 6-yard box looking for a touch. He got the last touch, but it wasn't a meaningful one in the end. was sliding in there amongst the sea of Ilinden defenders. Ultimately couldn't get the required connection, but again, that's positive play from Sydney United. Initially with a good quick counter-attack on the right-hand side, and then the awareness from Bailey Rule to hold up play, find Michael Glassick and unlock Matt Hatch on the left. And tell me, now De Oliveira. Again, United have some numbers. Wells, good improvisation on the touch. Rashudo doing well. Now he could think about starting a counter-attack. It's back and forth football here at the Sydney United Sports Centre with 10 to go. The sideline getting the better of Ali Oglar there. If I had to pick a side that would be happier with the point, I'd say it would be United, considering Ilinden are higher on the ladder, and the fact that Ilinden have probably had more possession, more shots on goal, but still both these sides are going to push to the end. I don't think anyone's going to sit back for a point here. Sorge. Just get his foot tangled up there. Almost kept it in, but the ball just rolled away. Sorge wins it well. Ovens, the fresh legs, trying to make a difference on this wing. He's popped up with a couple of good goals this season. Braden Sorge whips that ball in. It's only headed away by Rule. Oglar can reset the attack here for Ilinden. Speranza. Basically everyone forward here for Ilinden. Dunzo tries the shot. Headed away from danger by McGing. But it's going to be another corner. Ali Oglar is told by the Ilinden bench to sit right on Tristan Prendergast. And it comes from Ovens towards the near post. There's plenty of numbers there. It'll be another corner. Or will it? It'll be a goal kick. Tomalich is being readied. Well, not Tomalich, rather. It's going to be Aiden Milicevic. So he will replace Mason Wells, who's had a few decent counter-attacking opportunities, but it's been more in the second half than the first.
Is leaving the field to be replaced by number 19, Aiden Milicevic.
Milicevic comes on and has the fresh legs now to add to these extra counter-attacking threats that United have been posing. Now with Antelmi, de Robillard and Milicevic as the front three, it's a completely changed attacking line from the lineup that started the game for Ante Juric. Hoping those fresh legs can make a difference in these closing stages. We've got 6.5 minutes plus extra time left. And the 10 men of Wollongong have added another goal against Sutherland. They're now 4-0 up against the Sharks. Oh, and De Oliveira has copped an inadvertent knee there. Ovens. Ilinden on the hunt for a second after being 1-0 down as early as 3 minutes in this game. Dunzo. Here is Speranza. All except Rashudo and Nikolovsky are involved in this attack for the visitors. McStay. Najar, it's given away. They've committed numbers here. United can think about creating a counter-attack. And tell me, de Robillard and Meyer are joining him. And tell me, wants to win a foul potentially. Now goes forward, links up with Mayer. And it all comes to nothing in the end for United. Bodies have hit the floor. McStay. Looking for that crossfield switch, maybe for Alek Yurashevsky. Dunzo. Najar couldn't get on the end of that pass, but did eventually get onto it. The flag is down. Ali Orglar has options to pick out here for Ilinden. Orglar, low-driven cross. It just needs someone on the end. Sorge got there to keep the attack going. Ovens tries the strike. And Braden Sorge will smartly let it roll away for another Ilinden corner. They've got to be close to almost 10 corners here for Rockdale Ilinden in this game. They had about 6 in the first half. And they've had at least 2 or 3 in the second. United have answered the call every time from set pieces. In it comes. Towards where Prendergast is. Headed away as bodies crash into him. It'll stay with Ilinden and a throw. And Prendergast is now down on his knees. The backup goalkeeper on the bench for United is Josip Orlovic. All subs have been used by Ante Juric except for Anthony Tomalic. Rockdale Ilinden still have their backup keeper, Ronan Mulgrew, as well as Jordan Grorowski. In comes the long throw. It's deep, right into the 6-yard box, but it's only into the palms of Tristan Prendergast. You can see what United are trying to do here, trying to catch Ilinden off guard with these counter-attacks. Robillard makes a darting run inside, but it's picked off by James Nikolovsky. Orglar. Time is ticking away for either of these two to claim all 3 points. It's been a fantastic game for your Sunday afternoon, and we're still not done just yet. De Robillard stepping in to intervene, but Braden Sorge able to keep the ball going forward. McStay exchanges passes with Dunzo. Sorge. It will only be a corner instead of a free kick, but another opportunity for Ilinden. They might look back on the video review and think how they did not get one of these corners to go in. It's tough to get one in against United. They're a very tall team. Glasic, McGing, Vlastalitza, more than capable in the air. And tell me out there as well. Can add some defensive presence from these sorts of positions. It's whipped towards the back post. Glasic has to clear. And that will be another corner. McStay, the substitute to deliver. All around the back post of the 6-yard area here for Ilinden. McStay. Again, towards Moody Najar. Prendergast got a big palm to it. Juraszewski brings it down, puts it into the mix. Cannons buck off the defence. Good control by Juraszewski. Dunzo is in support. Now he puts in the ball himself. It flicks back out for McStay. Great save by Prendergast. And he may as well have saved a point there for Sydney United 58. The Rockdale Ilinden fans finding their voice, sensing that the winner is coming. It was a great look at goal by Chris McStay. Made good connection had it not been for Tristan Prendergast. Now here comes the corner again. There's Rashudo, and it's in from Blake Rashudo. 101 games, and he's added another goal for the season. The corners finally pay off for Ilinden. They've had countless corners throughout this game, and the substitutes combined. Chris McStay with the delivery, Blake Rashudo with the header. And all the pressure has paid off in the second half. The United defence has finally broken. And it is more late drama for Rockdale Ilinden. A 90th minute potential winner here by Blake Rashudo.
Goal for Rockdale, scored by number 22, Blake Rashudo. Rockdale 2 leads Sydney United 1.
There's been countless number of games this season where Ilinden have trailed and out of nowhere have been able to find points. And you can chalk this one up again onto that list. We're not done though. We'll still have plenty of extra time, and United have not been too far away from their own chances. The fourth official goes up, Hayden Langholz. 4 minutes of time for United to potentially try and rescue something. And we just said before that quarter that Tristan Prendergast might have saved a point after saving that Chris McStay shot. And from the resulting corner, it was Blake Rasciuto's header, and now Alec Juraszewski trying to add the icing on the cake. He went for the spectacular. There wasn't all that much on in the end. And this will be a really gritty victory by Rockdale Ilinden if it holds. They've, as mentioned, had a fair few of those this season. And now the time is certainly the friend of Rockdale. Looking to snap United's winning streak and get back in the winners column for the first time after a draw last week against Northwest Sydney Spirit, a loss away to Apia. What do United have left in this game? The pressure pays off by Bray Ovens. And Braden Sorge will be in no rush. And now Alec Juraszewski is down here, which might slightly frustrate some of the United supporters. It's been a game played with great intensity. De Robillard and tell me, quick feet to find the nutmeg, but the numbers of Ilinden prevail, but McStay gave away the foul, and now there's a bit of extracurriculars. And tell me, Vlastelica, quick ball forward, was looking up top for Milicevic. Foul against Glasic on Najar. And that's more time that'll tick away to the benefit of Rockdale Ilinden. And Paul D just tells James Nikolovsky to leave it for Nick Soros, and I think it's Nikolovsky who's got into the card there for a bit of time wasting. Ovens tried to flick it on. He'll go back for the United goal kick, and now this is last chance saloon here, potentially for United. McGinn clips it forward up for Antelmi. No one's there to win the flick on though, except Braden Sorge, who sends it back from whence it came. Prendergast. Nikolovsky goes towering through the air. That is some header to beat out Michael Glasic. De Robillard. It's all nip and tuck in midfield. Bray Ovens has won it. Juraszewski is on the far side. It's only into the head of McGinn, but on the second attempt they find the baker. Alec Juraszewski trying to put the icing on the cake. Good save by Prendergast. Ali Orgler to make it 3. And it's going to be 3 points going back to Rockdale Ilinden. Ali Orgler, his second of the season, his second of the afternoon. And from 1-0 down in the 3rd minute, Ilinden have brought it back to 3-1. And Ali Orgler had all the time in the world on that one.
Rockdale 3, Leeds United 1. Scores from other grounds. Blacktown 3 has defeated St George 2. And a 10-man Wollongong has defeated Sutherland by 4 goals to 0.
And Ali Orgler, he had all the time to pick his spot, and he did.
And the following week they are away to Blacktown. The next home match here is on Sunday, May 4, 3 p.m. kickoff against Mount Druitt.
And Ali Orgler, after that, That's his final involvement. He'll be replaced by Jordan Gorowski, and he has his first 2 goals in Rockdale Ilinden red and black, and he gets a very warm embrace from the bench, and deservedly so. He is a player that, when he is confident, is simply unstoppable. We saw it when he broke out in the A-League. And if he can find his feet in Ilinden colours, he'll be back there soon enough. And that is it. Full time from Adensa Park.
Rockdale 3 have defeated Sydney United 1.
A great result by Rockdale Ilinden on the road. They had to work very hard for it in the end, but ultimately the pressure paid off. 2 goals to Ali Allglar, a goal to Blake Rashudo do the damage. I've been Will Constantinides. An absolute pleasure bringing you this one. We'll see you next weekend for more NPL New South Wales action. Goodbye for now.